Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
all right. So you can hear me?
I can hear you. Can everybody out there hear both of us? We just went live.
All right. Switch this over.
All right, so I'm going to switch here to what's going on, everybody. Welcome to this week's live stream. Can't believe this is 16 I've done already. And this week, I've got Jay from WoodPigeon Outdoors here. And I'm going to switch over to Jay, let him introduce himself a little bit. To those of you who don't know him, I think everybody that's here pretty much knows who you are, Jay. So take it away.
All right. Hey, guys. I'm Jay from WoodPigeon Outdoors. Great to have you all. I don't know if you guys could see me.
You should be able to. I can see you, and I got you pushed straight through the stream. So
Awesome. So if you guys don't know my channel, I run WoodPigeon Outdoors. I usually go out on hiking trips, camping trips. There's sometimes there's tips and tricks on whatever has you. So great to see everybody here. And it's amazing to see how many people are actually coming in the room right now. 8 of you. Awesome. Everybody has thumbs up.
awesome. Yeah, I was kind of surprised as I was getting things started here. There was already 8 people online, and I still hadn't gotten the Hangout started yet.
Yeah, but I'm just cutting off some of the volume here because I'm getting a lot of feedback. I'm on a bit of a time delay.
Yeah, that's why I've got the earpiece in over here to keep my speakers off. That way it's not feeding back through the microphone. But cool. So I just want to give a shout out. Let me go over to participants here and see who all is on. We got Gray Man Outdoors. Em and the gang just showed up. Happy Trails Hiking. Michael Freyer Jr. Rocket Outdoors. The Forest and Streams. Triumph Screen Printing. Of course, UJ and Yankees Outdoor Adventures. So awesome. That's a great start to the show right there. I wait for it to pop back up. But
from what I see right now, there's 15 people. So, hey, thank you all for showing up. You know, I'm pretty sure you're more here to see Kurt than myself, but
you kidding? I got people in here. This is the first time I've had this many people in here in advance. I think it's all you, Jay. So
no, man.
You've got
I gotta give credit where credit's due. It's all to you. It's all to Yankee, and it's to everybody in this list right here, or this list.
Yeah, over here, this one. Afterwards, will be up there. But yeah, we just had Adam Z show up, and Adam Z just showed up. So cool. So this is actually the first time I've had a chance to actually talk. We've chatted a little bit. We've talked in the Twitter messaging and all that. And I've watched your videos.
Likewise.
So you're also a creator. You make a lot of gear of your own. You're more towards like bushcraft and like haversacks and stuff like that than I am.
Yeah. I like to try to make my own gear. Like you, I got my own sewing machine and everything. So
nice. Oh, one thing I do want to do right off the bat is give a thank you to Yankee for being okay with us imitating him in the announcement video. That was all Jay's idea. I loved it as soon as he said it, and I thought it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of people say we have the same hat. Now I know Yankees had his hat a lot longer than I have, so this is relatively new for me. It's last maybe 2 years. Yankee, I think he said he had his in forever. And I just thought that everybody says I look like Yankee from behind, especially with the jacket and the hat. I thought it would be kind of funny. And yes, Yankee, thank you very much for letting us use your music and for getting a little good laugh out of it.
I've got the hat I use for in the summer. It's not leather. It's just like a what they call that, like a bucket hat kind of, almost like a cross between a sombrero and a bucket hat. And the video that I'll be putting out tomorrow was from the backpacking trip I did this past weekend. And I wound up, the rim on the back is really, really long. It sticks out like almost 8 or 9 inches. So with the backpack on and just the hood of the backpack and the rain jacket that I was wearing on the second day, the rim kept on getting caught up. So I turned it sideways, and it was kind of like, it looked like, I thought it looked like Captain Crunch. The Forest Exchange is there. He said it looked like from F Troop, wear like the weird sideways hat. Hats I like hats sometimes. Sometimes I like hats.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I got this one. I still have the one that like broke, that made me switch over to this one. I haven't had a heart to throw it out because I've had that one for years. I've got about 3/4 straw hats and whatever left over from the wedding, because Jill and I are married, and we had country wedding, so everybody showed up in cowboy hats, and I ended up buying cowboy hats and whatever for my groomsmen. So they ended up giving it back to me because they don't uh, they don't wear it on a regular basis. They're all city folk, so.
Yeah. I just see that Em and the gang mentioned that I'm at 666 subscribers. I noticed that today. One more would be nice. Let's get it off that 666. That'd be cool. So anybody, if you got any questions for me or for WoodPigeon, make sure you put at our names on there so that we see the highlight. Because there's, like last week, talking to each other, and then there's so much going on in chat. I don't want to miss anything.
But as you know, we got an awesome group of chat here.
Yeah.
And they usually talk amongst themselves as well. But yeah, if you have any questions, I'm an open book. And I'm pretty sure Kirk is too. So feel free to ask.
Yep. Yeah. Jeff's Outdoor Adventures is here. What's going on, Jeff? Thanks for stopping by. And Dragon's Trails is here. Very cool. So you can see Dragon in this week's video too. That's 2 weeks that we got to go hang out with Dragon. We went out to do the old loggers path out in Loyalsock State Forest. And let's see, here's one right here. The Happy Trail says we got that from this morning on Michael Freyer live stream. What you get from there? I must have missed part of that conversation. Everybody hit the thumbs up. Actually, you know what? Happy Trails, since we got WoodPigeon here, I'm going to make you a moderator so that way.
This way I don't have to do it tonight.
give you a little bit of a break.
Well, that's the thing. I'm so used to doing the moderation, saying, "Hey, thumbs up, ring that bell," And the thing is, it's free to do so. Like, if you want a thumbs up, it doesn't do anything to your channel or whatever. It just shows love and support. If you want to ring that bell for Kurt's live stream, so you know when it's coming up at the last minute or whatever, it helps out Kurt. And then, like today, there was I think 4 or 5 people already waiting because they rung that bell, and they were already here. Limit Fish HQ, great for having you. Now, if you guys don't know, I actually doing some articles for Limit Fish magazine.
Oh, cool.
And they're going to be coming out May 2nd. So everybody keep an eye out for that magazine because my stories are going to be in there.
Are they available in the U.S. as well as Canada?
I believe so, because from what I've read, they go everywhere from like Italy, worldwide, basically. So yeah, keep a lookout for that magazine.
Cool, definitely.
I believe the story I worked on is going to be on the cover, and on the back cover is going to be the other story I worked on.
Nice. So you do more than just outdoor stuff. You do a lot of. Are you freelance, or do you work directly for them? Do you work for other people? Is it just all for you?
Uh, Actually, it's not my magazine. It's actually somebody else's magazine. I happened to stumble across them, and we're getting in works on growing bigger and better. And they talked to me today, and I went, "Oh, sweet," So yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Let's see. So Happy Trails says that Mike Freyer is 2 away from 100. So actually, let me see his name come up. So for those of you out there, you already know if you've watched this live stream. I don't mind giving people a little bit of a push, and I'm already subscribed to Michael Freyer, so I'm not gonna be able to help you out. But yeah, so he's 2 away from 100. I just saw somebody else coming. Jep's got to go. Jep, that's fine, man. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out as long as you can.
Thanks for stopping by, Jeff. If you guys haven't checked Jeff's channel, check it out. Awesome channel, and I really got to stop doing that.
Burnwood Bushcraft is here. What's going on, Burnwood? Does your wife believe you that this is live this time? That's my question.
Hey, Burnwood. And Burnwood's wife. Pleasure seeing you. You know what? Here's cheers to Burnwood's wife. Nice coffee.
And here's my beer I'm drinking. Here's to you. Cheers. Let's see. Happy Trail. Oh, Healthy Trails 199 hit 100 this week. That's very cool. If you guys weren't there for the last week, that's Happy Trails' sister channel. They're kind of more healthy living, and yeah, I'll say healthy living channel, which is very cool. So congrats on that. And yeah, okay. So yeah,
there's quite a bit of milestones lately too, eh? Like I've been noticing, like all the creators, everybody's helping each other out, and it's great to see out there.
Yeah, very much so. I think the Canteen Cup Tuesday helped a lot. There's a lot of collaborations going on now. I'm not sure what's going on with Canteen Cup. I've kind of started doing the oddly shaped container videos, but I don't know if that's going to be weekly. I might do that every 2 weeks. The one I just did this week was pretty intensive as far as time it took, because it showed the dehydration process straight through from
well,
start.
that's what we're doing now ourselves. Is we're dehydrating a lot of our meals. We're getting ready to go out for salmon fishing and hitting the Appalachian Trail, the beginning end of the Appalachian Trail in Canada. And that's up north in northern Quebec in the Shipsheap region.
Cool. Yeah, I think being able to make your own meals is it's nice because, like Mountain House and all those are nice, but you never know exactly what you're getting in there as far as preservatives and anything else. So I like being able to make my own stuff because then I know exactly what is in there. And I think that's especially like Healthy Trails. That might help you guys because then you can stick closer to your diet, what you need, and I don't know. For me, it's just it's nice to be able to do it on your own. Oh, I don't know what that was. It's got to pop up that something was.
Michael is sitting on 99 subs. So guys, let's help him out. He's one sub away for getting that 100. Let's push him over the top. So he's clear of the 100 mark, so he doesn't have to worry.
He's at 101. I just refreshed the page.
Nice. Congratulations. And you saw that live? This is why small community YouTubers help each other out. Look at that.
Yeah. And
the love right there.
I forgot, this was like a month ago. We had like 4 or 5 channels we pushed to milestones in one show. It was insane.
That was awesome. Anybody else need a milestone? Like I know I want to get to 500, but I'm nowhere close. So if you guys know about 200 people that can come on the live stream right now.
I don't know where we're at. We've got like I got
16 watching, and only 13 thumbs up. Come on, guys, smash that thumbs up button.
Yeah, come on. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that thumbs up. Yeah. So Rocket, this is the Frosty Friday mug. Very good. Fits a beer in there, perfect.
Oh, nice. Nicely done.
That's something I want to talk about. So I've got my P.O. box. I go like maybe once or twice a week and go check it out. I go this week and I've got this sitting in the mailbox. I should probably block that address there. Got this sitting in the mailbox. I opened it up. I've got a card here, and it is from MidTNOutdoors. So I don't see them on here tonight, but MidTN Outdoors me actually 2 stickers, a large and a small. So those will be going. At least the large one will be made into a magnet and put on my refrigerator with the rest of them. And he left a note here. Here's a couple of stickers for your fridge. Happy trails. Thanks for being a good YouTube friend, Patrick. MidTN Outdoors. So very cool, Patrick. Thank you very much. When I edit this at the end, I'll make sure I put a link to your channel in the description. As there's already one in there for WoodPigeon. So very cool. And there's a sticker, one of my stickers I'll send back to you. And all the stickers I've gotten from other people look so awesome, and mine look so crappy. So I apologize for my crappy stickers. But
it says, Eminent Games that said, give a shout out for Wildlife Wednesdays. Whatever Wildlife Species Publishing will maybe May 2nd and monthly. There you go.
Okay.
So another wildlife magazine, you know. And do you do writing for them?
Is that a magazine or is that a video collaboration? I think I saw on her Twitter post that was a collaboration.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the go out, do a hike and whatever, or just get out there and whatever you see out and about in the wildlife, film it and show everybody. You know, and don't be afraid to look, you know, because you can have a sheet of paper this size put on the ground and, you know, lift it up and see what's there. And you'll be surprised to see what's underneath just that one little section of paper.
Yeah, the problem with that is catching them with the camera sometimes. There's a lot of times where I won't have the camera ready and I'll pull stuff, and as soon as the camera's out, it's like they know when that camera comes out and they take off. Eminent Gang just hit 500 subs the other day, so awesome.
Nice. Well, congrats. You know, and again, everybody in this list, you all got awesome channels. So check each other's channel out if you haven't done so already. You know, hit the sub button. You know, it helps small YouTubers. You know, we're all. I'm pretty sure we're all pretty well under 1,000. So, you know, except for Yankee. Yankee's like, he's up and gone above and beyond already. So he's, you know, he's up there. He's already made it big.
Yeah. The meet and greet series is awesome. Got a lot of very good channels all put together. It's very cool. Yeah, so Yankee really has gone above and beyond to get just not even with the meet and greet, but with the Twitter groups and stuff like that, and just getting panels together and learning from each other, and just the information he puts out there is awesome. So Yankee, thank you very much. It's awesome what you do. We all do appreciate it.
No, here, sorry to cut you off, but your sewing machine. I know you showed me a couple times, like just quick, you know, hey, blah, 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 here's my sewing machine. What kind of sewing machine do you have?
It is a, I don't know if I can I might be able to zoom in on that thing from here. It is a Singer HD heavy duty something. I forget what the number is on it. That's not the right screen. That's not the right screen. Where'd it go? It's hidden. Somewhere around here, I got a way to zoom in on that. But no, it won't pop up with the camera. Yeah, so it's just a Singer. It's not like a professional model or anything like that. Before I'm always sewing through pieces of ripstop nylon, or at the heaviest some like 1-inch webbing. So it does a pretty good job at that. The only thing about it that I don't really like is the foot pedal, because it's either sometimes when you just want to go a couple stitches and it just takes off. I don't know
Oh,
the different.
you don't have a speed variant on the side there, like a fast, like high speed, low speed.
No, that doesn't actually have speeds on it. It's all controlled. It's like a variable speed pedal, but it does
Okay.
always it's not as sensitive as I would like. Sometimes it just jumps from like 0 to 100 right off the bat. So a lot of times
Yeah.
when I get close, I just need a few stitches. Or if I got a short piece that I'm sewing, I'll just do it by hand, which sucks, but it is what it is. Hey, Hike with Mike is here.
Hey, how's it going, Hike with Mike?
I didn't see him come in, but I just saw him post. So, there he is.
Yeah.
He just came in a few minutes ago. So very cool. All right, so Hike with Mike is here. It's time to go.
So many people in the room today.
We were just over the 5 minutes. Yankees, look me up on there. Oh, they're just talking to somebody else. All right, so they're all talking amongst themselves. Yes.
The
What
noise in the
got a new
background.
sewing machine, correct?
Like the humming noise?
What's that?
I'm just reading in the comments there. What's the noise in the background?
I am hearing a little echo off of you. I can't tell if there's anything coming off of mine. And I think that's just because your speakers are open. Hiking with Sean is here. Yeah, it does sound a little bit like a. Yeah, I can definitely hear. I don't know. TSP, is that? Do you hear that when I'm talking or when Jay is talking?
Well, if it's a humming, what it is the dehydrator. Speaking of dehydrated food, like I said, we're getting food ready for the trip. Hey, MidTN Outdoors is in. How's it going? And basically, we're just dehydrating tomatoes so we could do powdered sauce. So when we're on the trail, all we got to do is just do a quick mix and all good and fine.
All right. So MidTN yeah, I'll say it right eventually. MidTN Outdoors is here. I was just talking about you. Got your stickers, and I will be sending you one of my. I mean, you got these nice stickers. I got these dumb ones here. I'll be sending you one of these, and I got your card. Thank you very much, and I will be giving you a link in the description of this video for that. So thank you very much, man. I very much appreciate it. Adam Z asks if I fish at all from my kayak. I do not. I haven't fished in years, but I mean, I could. I just don't. And again, it's in your background, WoodPigeon.
Oh, it is in my background. Yeah, it's the dehydrator. You know what? I'll shut it off just for right now.
Okay, so cool. Yeah. So yeah, anybody else who's got stickers or anything like that, on my about tab on YouTube, there's my PO boxes in there. Triumph, I answered your question. Roll up. Seems to be a signal from static from the connection. Where'd my mouse go? That the one?
You know, this is one reason why I don't really do lives too, is because I'm so tempted to read everything on the screen. And for those of you that don't know, I'm dyslexic, so it makes me a bit of a slow reader.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the nice thing about the chat is you can always scroll up. It doesn't matter. It takes a little while. That's why I usually say, especially when chat's going like this, for people to @Kurt Tinselman Outdoors, because that way it shows up highlighted in my stream, and I know when they're talking to me directly or to each other. Adam asked, ever go up Lake Wallenpaupack and explore some of the islands? Some cool stuff up there. Lake Wallenpaupack is something that I would do this time of year, but once you get a lot of boats out there, it's crazy out there. They're all drunk and they're not paying attention. For those of you who don't know, Lake Wallenpaupack is a huge man-made lake. I forget how big it is. It's a pretty big lake, but it's a very touristy lake, and everybody's always drunk up there and just cruising around. I don't feel like taking my life in my own hands up there. And there's more boats that can actually fit in that water sometimes. So, all right. So Happy Trails Hiking. We are going car camping this weekend. Going to be beautiful here. Oh, very nice. Where are you going?
Yeah, this is the time of year where everybody's getting out too, you know, and the thing is too, because it is spring, I don't know how it is for you guys, but up here, because it is spring, the water level is getting high. So if you're going towards waterways, be careful. You never know when it might be a flash flood or whatever from the water coming down, or if the water is really high. Like here, they closed off the pathway where I usually go film the outdoors because the water came up and washed away the ground underneath, so half the ground collapsed. So they closed off that entire section. So
Yeah.
if you're going out towards water, just be careful this time of year.
Yeah, good point. We were just up in the old Loggers Trail this weekend, and they were the first site we really came across that was kind of an established site. It was pretty nice, but it's sat right in the valley where the creek is, right in the creek bed, and you can see where the creek had split around this campsite before, and even though we would be in hammocks and it was supposed to rain that night, we didn't want to risk getting flooded out while we're down there camping. So we moved up the mountain. Chris Ciccone is here. What's going on, Chris? Yankee says sometimes your microphone's real sensitive on Hangouts, and if you mute between talking, kind of
Sorry, guys.
mute button. Yeah, that's why I'm using the headset in here, so I got no speakers on whatsoever here. So I'm just listening to Jay through the headphones. So I think maybe it's speakers. Speaking back to 100 acres. It's there. You guys get some headphones. Yeah, 5,200 acres. That's a big lake. Big lake. The gang says you need to get a PO box so we can get some clears. Yeah, they're pretty cheap. They're easy to set up, and I can walk to my post office from here. So I'll walk up there and and I just use it for the channel and for hammock stuff. So I only go up like once or twice a week right now.
Now, do you use like you say, Kurt Gentleman Outdoors for your PO box, or how does that work for you?
It's just under my name. It's yeah, I just use my name. So luckily, my channel is basically my name, so it works pretty good. TSP says it's not that bad; it's just a little annoying. But that I just heard it cut out there. So Jay, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. I got rid of that background noise. So cool. Adam Z, the only problem I have with sleeping next to running water is having to get up a bunch of times through the night to pee. Well, you must have been having to pee a lot over at Loyal Sock a couple weeks ago because we were right on the Loyal Sock.
You know, learn how to pee in a bottle. That's my advice.
Yeah, the problem with that though is when you're in a hammock, if you pee in the bottle and you get anywhere, then you're sleeping in your pee and it's just settling down underneath you.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I like sleeping next to running water. It just helps me sleep. When we were out, we slept up on an overlook. I posted on Instagram. I think it went to Twitter too. The photo from the hammock that's from this weekend. We were up on a ridge at what was once an overlook, so you could still see out over there. That was nice. I prefer to be by water, but that was very cool. Waking up in the morning and looking out over the ridge and seeing the sun try to come up to the clouds. What else we got going on here? Everybody's saying hi to Chris Ciccone. Dragon's Trails. Dragon says, I wouldn't risk the bottle in a hammock. No, I wouldn't either. I'd rather get out of the hammock.
Here's the thing. I've never really done the hammock thing, right? Like, there's a lot of things like, yeah, I'm outdoorsy and everything, but there's still a lot of things I haven't done. For example, last June was the first time I put my feet in the ocean.
Uh-oh. I lost you for a second.
Everything okay?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, that's weird. You cut out for a second.
Oh, okay. Is that better or?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Okay. I probably pressed something I was sticking on with the wire. So, but yeah, like I was saying, last June was first time I put my feet in the ocean. I think in September was the first time I ever went kayaking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know how to swim either. And this is, I think I mentioned that in my snorkeling video in Hawaii. I can't swim. I tried to learn, and I've almost drowned twice. So with me snorkeling, uh, like I panicked, like, and the first thing I panicked was I saw a fish. It was a big bluefish that just swam up to me quickly and like turned around right away instantly because I thought it was a shark right off the bat. I didn't care how big the fish was. It was only like this big, but to me it was like Jaws coming to get me.
Yeah.
Because I just saw something blue swimming fast towards me. Like, oh shit! And I panicked. Sorry about the swearing.
Sorry.
Can we bleep that
out? Yeah, it'd be nice if they had like a bleep button on here.
Have anything remotely sound like any of the cuss words, just bleeps automatically.
Yeah, I can't monetize right now, anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. When I lived down in Florida, I did a lot of snorkeling, and they got these big alligator gar down there, which are like up to like 4 or 5 feet, big crazy dinosaur fish. And I was I'd take a deep breath, hold my breath, and then dive down a little bit, swimming through springs. And I came around a down tree, and I was like face to face with this gigantic alligator gar. And I thought I would freak out if I ever saw that, get that close to one, but it just kind of looked at me like, you don't belong here, and it swam away. So I was all right, but they are cool. Yeah, Hike with Mike says the alligator gar are so cool. They're huge, huge fish.
Oh. Well, here's the thing. Like, we don't get alligator gars and whatever. We do have gar up here, but they're far and few between, certainly. So, like, as soon as somebody says gar, everybody like rushes over, So, and then the gar like, if it's not in the boat or whatever, just like that. Yeah.
Let's see while you're talking. I'm going to see if I can. Nice thing, I have all my photos backed up on Google, so it's pretty easy to search through them. And no, here we go. Here's a pretty cool picture. Let me full screen this, and then I will share it. Here we go. So I'm going to put this up.
I'm a little bit on the delay here on my end, so it's going to take about 10-15 seconds before I see it.
That's right. Yeah, so this is an alligator gar. This actually I took underneath my hammock, underneath my kayak. I just put my camera under because I knew he was under. He was kind of following me. And I took a picture. This is a one. He's probably about 2.5 feet, but they're just imagine coming face to face with one of those, and you can see one behind him.
Yeah,
there. And that one's a lot bigger. They're pretty cool fish. They're really cool fish.
I think Gaia's people, sorry to cut you off, but Gaia's people had a video of him catching a bass.
Oh, he caught.
Is he in the room tonight, or?
Is he here tonight? I don't see him. I didn't see him come in. But yeah, I never seen anybody actually catch a gar before.
Yeah, in one of his videos, he's got a gar or something like that, and it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. They're pretty docile, but I mean, if you were just to come up on one and not expect it, it would probably freak you out.
Well, have you ever caught a eel?
No, I've never caught one.
Yeah, those things like are weird, like because once you got them on the line, they'll like try to swim backwards, and it's just a weird fighting fish, and they wrap around your line once you pull them out, and yeah, that's a scary one.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. I had when I was up in um when I went to Maine the first time, I was in Portland and I wound up I was doing a solo road trip. I was at a hotel in Portland. I decided to go down to the like a little restaurant bar downstairs. Went down there for dinner. I went up talking to this fisherman from Bar Harbor where I was going up by Acadia, and he was actually an eel fisherman, and he was talking about these little glass eels that they catch, and he said they're like 2 to 4 inches long or something like that, but they all they need is like 25 pounds of them, and that's their season. And they're worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's insane. That would be a lot easier to catch than like a large eel, I guess.
Oh, speaking of fishing stories too, like because I do stories for the magazine, if anybody in the chat or even after once this is loaded, if they want to send me if like they have a fishing story they want to say or whatever that I could possibly put in the magazine, feel free to do so. You know, because they're always looking for a great, the one that got away, or that monster catch that you caught on, your family's cottage sort of deal.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it'd be cool if we got. There's enough people in here who do outdoor stuff. I'm sure somebody's got some good information for you on that. Definitely. MidTN Outdoors says, under your hammock, are you where you're asleep? Yeah, I always, for some reason, I always get hammock and kayak because I guess they're shaped similar and that they are kind of interchangeable in my head. I don't know why I do that. Adam Z asked if there's a difference between a cheap mask and for snorkel and a more expensive one. I want to get a set for my cruise, but don't want to want anything crappy. The one I bought was like $15 at Walmart, and I use that for years. And I think it came with a set of flippers too. I mean, if you're on a cruise, you probably got them on the boat too.
I'm the wrong one to ask. I just rented ours. It was like $5 for like 2 hours, and I think I wore it for maybe 10 minutes. And like literally, like I went in, I freaked out, banged my knees up against the coral and everything because we were told like if you're caught standing on coral or dipping around with the coral that they could arrest you and pull you away in cuffs and everything. I'm thinking, okay, I'm like on Oahu, I'm not going to get arrested. So here I am going, oh crap, I'm on the coral, and I'm like freaking out. Bill had to like grab me and pull me back and kind of like stand me up sort of deal. And like by then I realized, I'm only in like 5 deep water. Here I am thinking I'm like, in over my head and and freaking out, and then we went off and took a break. We went back in, and like as soon as I got to like waist deep water, I started to freak out again, and I said, "No, I can't do it. I'm sorry." And I went back onto the beach. Took off the snorkel and everything, brought it back to the counter, and they went, "What? You're done already?" And I went, "Yeah, I can't do it." And then I like walked into the book. So.
Yeah, sometimes though, I mean that's good if you got a phobia of water and you can't swim and you're out there snorkeling. I mean that's the best way to get over that kind of stuff. I've said this before on the stream and in videos. I as a child had this insane fear of heights, and so when I can I try to push myself beyond that. When I was in Acadia the first time, I hiked up the Beehive, which is like a 525 foot peak. It's not high, but it is right on the coast. So it's a true 525 feet. And the trail is basically vertical up the side of the mountain at the very top. So at one point, it's maybe 2 feet wide, the trail. It drops off 500 feet on one side, and it's a sheer vertical rock face on the other. And there's no They don't put railings or anything like that up there. You just walk along this, and then you got to walk out to the end. And if this is the end of the trail, you got to walk out to the edge, throw your foot around this side where you can't see, and then climb up to get to the top. And there's nothing on this side. So that was a panic attack for me. But I'm definitely better with heights now after doing that. So
yeah, like for sure. Like, this is the thing too. Like in the outdoors, you got to deal with a lot of things that typically scare people. For example, like the dark. I know a lot of people are afraid of the dark, so they don't want to, leave the fire, and then they go into tent, and they have the flashlight, and every time a creak happens with the wind or whatever, or you hear leaves going through. I know people that like click on the light and don't get a wink of sleep, where others will like sleep like a log. And my fear, like I said, is mostly the water. So I know I can't swim. I know I don't like water, so I tend to stay away from it. Even if it's like they want me to go and wading for the salmon fishing trip, I said no. I'll fish from the shoreline. Like I don't even walk in puddles. So,
yeah, I mean, you got to do what you feel comfortable with, and but yeah, with the dark, there's a lot of people who have a hard time being outdoors, even if you've been outdoors a lot. When you start to do solo stuff, and I just started really doing solo backpacking. I've done solo kayak camping before and done solo camping on private property, but solo backpacking is something I just really started last year. And that first trip I took in December on Christmas Eve, that was my first real solo backpacking trip, and I didn't know if that was going to creep in or not. That's always a thought in your mind, like how when I'm out here with other people, I'm fine. But what am I going to do when I'm by myself and I hear that weird noise? It wasn't an issue at all. I just in my mind, I knew that whatever I was hearing was there. Those sounds were there during the day. I just wasn't paying as much attention to them. Hype with Mike asks, I've always been curious about the background decor. Is that soundproofing for your music? Yeah, this is all soundproofing. This black and red panel is all soundproofing. I did it initially. I do have off on the side here. I've got my bass and my guitar and some amps, and I forget what this thing is called. It's got a name. It's like a wood drum.
nice.
I did this for the music, and I was doing that podcast and think about getting into.
What's the guitar, by the way? It looks like a classical.
No, that is it's just a regular acoustic. It's I forget how much it paid for that. It's made by a company called Ventura, which used to be really good guitars, and somebody bought the name for them, and it's still a decent guitar. I actually drilled a hole in that one and put a pickup in it. I figured it was cheap enough. I didn't really care, but yeah. So I soundproofed. I put this up here just to get the echo out, and hoping it would soundproof a little bit, because right on the other side of the wall behind me is a house. On the directly across from me is another house, and then there's a street out here. I was kind of hoping it would soundproof it a little bit, but it really did not. But yeah, a little bit of soundproofing in here, and it gets rid of a lot of the echo.
Well, for me, I got a mini electric upstairs, and I got two acoustics. One's a Kenora. It's a 1956 Kenora, which was my uncle. And my other one is, I don't know, like the label's been ripped out, and I got it at a flea market. And the guy wanted $2 for it. So ended up picking it up, and she plays great. And it's an acoustic, so I got it's a classic, so I got the vinyl strings on it.
Nice.
So, yeah, and I think one of my first songs I learned how to play was Metallica One.
Yeah, that's my main the acoustic guitar that I like the most is down in my living room. So I tend to pick that up and mess around with it more. And God, it's what is it now? 2018. That's probably 12 to 15, maybe closer to 20 years old. I got that back in the 90s. It's an Ibanez, and I paid like $125 for it, and it's just gotten better the longer I've owned it. That's another acoustic, and I have an electric down there too. But I only got so much room in every room in this house to put stuff. So, Happy Trails asks if I know Senja Aldi. Yes. Senja does a lot of comments, watches a lot of videos. Hello, Senja. I didn't see it coming. I apologize. And says, did I miss hello and good morning. And where'd it go? From Bali. That's right. Yeah. So Senja's from Bali. So thank you. We've got an international show going on here. I'm in US, Wood Pigeons in Canada. We got Bali. We got all kinds of stuff going on here. So awesome.
Wow, it's getting all over. It's great to see, and this is a fantastic thing about YouTube and social media. A lot of people talk about, people could do this and that, but like this is the good part about it. It brings people in, and like everybody's chatting, and like for us, for example, we're chatting, and like you said, you're in the States, I'm in Canada, and all the wonderful people on the list are all over too. And this is the best part about bringing everybody together.
Yeah, the thing about social media is you got things like YouTube, like this. I like this is kind of social media. I like everybody that comes in these chats is everybody gets along. Everybody's like-minded. Everybody's even people who don't do outdoor stuff. It's all everybody's kind of here for the same reason, which is very cool. That's why I kind of like Instagram because it's just people who like taking photos. Facebook, I can't stand. The only reason why I even still have it is most of my family is on Facebook, so I use that to keep in touch with them. And then I did start a Facebook page for the channel, but I never really pursued it because every time I go on Facebook, it's just so much drama and negativity. I'm just like, I'm out. I can't do it. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, I like the community that's growing here on YouTube. It's
well, that's one thing too. Like a lot of people go, oh well, you do outdoor stuff on YouTube. You're a bushcraft. No, I'm not a bushcraft. Oh, then you're a hiker. No, and the thing is, why I don't like the term bushcraft is drama behind it because like every other topic, there's always drama. You got your purists where, you go out, you make your own knives, you make your own whatever, and you make everything, and that's what bushcrafting is. Where, and sorry, I was just reading the comments there for a second, and where camping, like, majority of us are like in the outdoor community. It should just be outdoor community. There shouldn't be, different genres because of the genre that's still behind it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and I agree. That's why I just put outdoors on mine. People get kind of trapped into a description or a descriptor or a label of what they are because it's the name that they use. You can be outdoors and do a little bushcraft and do hiking and do car camping and do all this stuff and not just be a bushcrafter. You don't have to just be a bushcrafter. Your boundaries can be so much more than that. And it gets tough because I think a lot of people get stuck in that and they focus on that on their channel. Like right now, I'll be transitioning to probably a lot more kayaking videos because it's getting warmer out and they're a different kind of for me. It's a different.
This is why I chose the channel name the way I did. Pigeon, because that's obviously the last name. Out in the woods and out in the outdoors, so WoodPigeon Outdoors. And
Right.
for example, like you do camping, you do hiking, you do kayaking. I can't remember if you did any fishing videos,
No,
but yours is outdoors, right?
right. Good way to sidestep trying to say my name too. I like that.
Sorry.
Good way of sidestepping trying to say my last name.
Okay. How do you properly pronounce it? Because I keep thinking Zimmerman.
Nope, it's Zitzelman. Exactly the way it's spelled. Zitzelman. Zitzelman.
So it is Zimmerman. Okay. Because I don't want to mispronounce it. That's why I'm kind of like, I go, this is and then like, like, hey, have an easy name for me to say. I'm dyslexic, remember?
Happy Trails has got to go. Thank you, Happy Trails, for stopping by and helping moderate. Thank you very much for stopping by. They have a 7 p.m. Commitment tonight, and they got to go. So very cool. Thanks for stopping by.
And don't forget to check out their sister channel, Healthy Trails 199.
That's right. Healthy Trails 199. Adam Z asked if I see it snowing outside. Yes, it is snowing outside, and it's going to be like 60 on Saturday. So yeah, we got snow today, summer tomorrow.
I just realized how dark I am on the camera.
Yeah, it got real dark in the last couple of minutes. I did just notice that too. It's Happy Trails, Adam Z. Let's see what else we got going on. There's a lot going on in the chat.
Let's see if I could
Senja said that YouTube, we managed to see the person's life, family, and real story as it is. Yeah, I think that's a huge thing about YouTube is you actually see who you're talking to. Unlike Facebook, where it's maybe a photo posted up, and they could basically say anything about what's going on. YouTubers are a lot of times, especially in the outdoors community, we're not doing scripted shows. We're taking a camera out with us, and we might be trying to think about what we're going to say, but it's never a scripted thing. So you're actually seeing what's happening as it's really happening. Obviously, there's a little editing in there for language and stuff, especially.
Yeah, well, and I don't know how many times I put the camera up, I walk down the trail, and then turn around and walk back to get the camera. And this is the thing about shooting hiking videos, as you probably know, is a lot of back and forth. What's supposed to take an hour to do the trail takes us 2 hours.
Yeah.
What takes us, an hour to set up a campsite takes us 3 hours just because of all the back and forth and moving camera and filming and explaining and everything that we're doing.
Yeah, a lot of times when I'm setting up camp, every once in a while I might show the setup, but there's only so many times you can show the same thing. So a lot of times, like this last one, I didn't even take the camera out for the setup. We're basically hiking up the trail, and then the next shot is where I set up. Because there's only so many times you can watch somebody set up a hammock.
Yeah, well, but you could also do like different hammock setups. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything about hammock, right? I'd like to learn. I got a Tennessee hammock in the man cave there, which I haven't even pulled out. It's been there for 3 years.
Yeah, so
it's because when I first started, it was real easy to get into the gear game. Right when you're first starting doing the bushcraft and doing I'm going to switch over to a suitcase. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so easy to get caught up in this gear game with knives and hammocks and sleeping bags and tents and everything else.
Yeah. Chris Aconi says he's getting good with the bleep when my mouth goes off. Yeah, I you'll know when my trips are starting to wear me down, because you'll notice a lot more editing when I'm talking, and it's probably because I'm dropping F-bombs because I'm stumbling over words or something, and I cut all that out. But yeah, when I dropped my phone in the water, I had to bleep that out, because that was if you guys watched the
that was an F-bomb moment. But
yeah, the announcement last week for Yankee, I had my phone set up on a tree, and I was using my my GoPro Session, which doesn't have a screen, so I was actually leaning away from the water, and that thing fell, bounced 2 or 3 bounces and went right in the water, and it died. It's dead. I had my new phone just came yesterday, so my other phone died completely. Triumph says that was F-bomb deluxe. Yeah, yeah, that was more than just the F word when that went in the water. I was trying to keep that phone as long as possible. I've had a phone in a long, long time.
And that's the thing too. Like a lot of people don't realize, like for doing the outdoor stuff, the reason why a lot of people use cell phone is because it's just a lighter piece of gear. You know, like I give credit to the guys that pull out the big SLRs and plug that with the tripod and everything else. For the longest time, and even now, I use my cell phone with a mini tripod that stands about this big with a little cell phone holder on the top.
Yeah.
And I use that because it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I've shown my setup on a couple live streams I use with the GoPro. For this last trip, I used the GoPro on the gimbal for the first day. The second day, it was pretty rainy. Now, the GoPro is waterproof, and the gimbal is water resistant, but I didn't know how bad it was going to get. The microphone is not waterproof, so I was just using. I always carry my sessions with me too, so I just had this on the tripod, and I was just using that for the second day, and it works fine. I'd like to have a nicer camera for doing some of these things because you get better quality, but I don't feel like spending the money on I've got a Canon DSLR, but it doesn't have autofocus, and it's not weatherproof, and it is heavy.
Yeah. And well, that's the thing too. Like, I've seen people bring, like you said, the Canon DSLR. You probably have what, the Rebel 3, 5.
What I've got is just it's an older T3i, so it's a crop frame. It's a little bit smaller, and it's not the greatest thing, but it works for what I use it for. But it's still with the lens, and it's like carrying 7 or 8 GoPros. The thing is super heavy.
You know, and it is heavy, and it gets tiresome. Sometimes it gets cumbersome. And like for example, if I had an SLR when I took that wipeout on the mountain hike, you know, I wouldn't have. That would have been money down the tube.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I like using the GoPros because they are very durable. Now this TSP said there goes $1,000 on the new phone. Pretty not $1,000. It was less than that. Luckily, I wasn't going to spend that much money. But this one is waterproof, so thank God for that. Awesome camera on this. I've been doing some test photos with this thing, and it's pretty cool. Video is pretty cool too, so I might be doing more with the phone. What else I see here? Chris Coney said he's sad when he lost his dead cat over a waterfall, popped off the mic. Yeah, I've got a few of them for mine. And they fit on pretty snug, but man, they make a huge difference cutting out the wind. Huge difference. Adam is my gimbal is kick ass. I have a love-hate relationship with that gimbal. It does a great job. It really does do a great job. It keeps everything smooth. When I was running down that mountain up in the Catskills, it looked like I was barely moving. It's great for that, but it has this tendency to vibrate sometimes, and especially when I'm kind of changing scenes. So if you ever hear me talking, they say stop shaking, or I'm talking to the gimbal. It can be a little bit of.
Okay. I'm like, how do you know I was so cold?
Yeah, I do talk to my ears sometimes. So. Triumph says no fired up Friday tomorrow. I'm gonna skip a week, but killer one for next Friday. Last week's is pretty good with your unboxing of the Frosty Fridays prize pack, which is very cool. Rocket, I see Rocket, you're still on. You and Fitchick went out of your way, seeing that, watching Triumphs and seeing mine. You guys personalize those for the people you send them to, so that above and beyond on that, very cool. Are you guys doing a Frosty Friday this week? We'll plug that if you are.
Yeah, that's Rocket Outdoors great channel too, and I don't know if you guys seen, but Rocket Outdoors does costume hikes, and they challenged me to them because nice. I opened out my big mouth and said that I would do it, and the next thing I know, he turns around and challenges me on the live stream. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I already said I'd do it. So
Back out now. You said it on this show. Now it's set in stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam C says authentic close-up fire sounds with your sound recorder. I don't have it up here. I'd show you. I forget which trip it was. I think I was at Saw Creek, and I've got a little mini tripod that sound recorder will mount on. And I'll take the microphone off it, and I'll set it by the camera sometimes, or I'll set it by the creek, or I'll set it out to get owl sounds or wildlife sounds. And I had it sitting on the fire ring. And it did not have a big fire going. And I had it sitting there, and I was talking about, I think it was dinner or something like that. And I actually melted the side of the recorder. And yeah, it got very authentic sound on that one. It's still going, but yeah, that probably was not a good thing. So Rocket says he is having a Frosty Friday for sure. So very cool. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. on Rocket Outdoors is Frosty Friday. It goes until whenever, but a lot of fun. Very good live stream. Way more fun than mine.
Hey, I'm having fun. I don't know about you, but you know, I'm drinking my coffee.
I have fun on it.
You know, just trying to find the right lighting and moving around the house.
Well, we're getting a tour of your home.
It's not a very big place. Like right here is actually the front door, and I'm actually sitting by the back door right now. So it's not a really big place. But upstairs we got it's like a loft apartment. So the upstairs is a complete what do you call it? And I don't know if I can focus right, but you might be able to see the TV right here, and that's a live stream going on the TV as well. So.
Yeah. So Hike with Mike says, just wanted to be your timekeeper. This is when I usually show up, because usually when Mike shows up is right when I'm wrapping up the show.
There you go.
So thanks, Mike. Rocket says no Frosty Friday, or no to drop or burning my sound recorder. Yeah. Okay. So now they can see you. Senja says they can see your face now.
Yeah. Sorry to scare everybody off now.
Yeah, we just lost a bunch of people. What happened? Yeah. So, all right. So I think I caught up on all the chat there. Yeah. So I'll have the video up for the hike that we did, or for the overnight that we did over on Loggers Path tomorrow. I know Dragon did one. Dragon's Trails. He was recording. I haven't seen his go up yet. So that'll be cool. And the Forest and Streams is there. He did photos, but he did not record video, so there'll be no video from him. But if you guys follow the Forest and Streams on Instagram, he's been putting up pictures from that. So he had his he just got a Sony A6300, really nice camera. Oh, Rocket says no, my streams rock. Okay. Now, I'm telling you, man, when you watch the Frosty Fridays, and if they're doing that game with the Speak Out, whatever it's called, that is so funny. My sides hurt the last time I watched it. That was hysterical. Dragon says his will be up on Tuesday. Cool. Mike says, love my Kurt Thursdays and Rocket Fridays. Thanks, Mike. That's cool. I love doing these live streams. It's a lot of fun. And I like having, now this is the second week now I've done like the guest on the Hangouts. And I really like using the OBS software so I can do, but this is a lot of fun. I like this. And it's easy to set it up on the Google Hangouts. So
now my question for you is, you do a lot of hikes and everything, and you do a lot of camping. What's the toughest trail you've done?
The toughest trail I've done would be, let's see. So the scariest trail I've done is that Beehive Trail. That was the vertical ascent, just because it's my fear of heights and all that. It wasn't particularly difficult because it was relatively short, but the hardest hike I've ever done, the hardest hike. I would say physically the hardest hike would be probably, and it's going to sound weird because it wasn't that long of a hike. Not last year, 2 years ago, did a backpacking trip to Moshannon State Forest on a Queehana Trail, and we were just completely unprepared for it. You guys have seen my winter backpacking videos. I'm wearing a big red backpack. The big red thing is humongous. It was like September. It was the first time I'd really done a backpacking trip with the hammock and recording, so I didn't really know what gear I was going to need. I took a bunch of extra stuff. The first time taking that pack out, it was not set up correctly. We left really early in the morning. We left here at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, so we could get out there and start early. And then we didn't eat lunch until we didn't eat again from the time we left to like 2 o'clock. So a bad backpack or improperly set backpack, within 2 miles, my shoulders were shot. Didn't eat, so I was just worn out. That was probably physically the hardest hike I've done. That really jumps out. I mean, I've had hard.
I believe it's going to be.
What was that?
Pacific Bushcraft.
Oh, hey, PVC.
Yeah.
So I know that's Triumph is part of that, the Pacific Bushcraft Consortium. What's going on? Thanks for stopping by.
And again, there's a lot of great channels. So again, everybody check out each other's channel, give each other thumbs up, sub if free to do so, ring that bell, get each other's notifications. And it's always fun because we're all small creators here. And, if you sub one another, instead of going to everybody's stream going, okay, sub me, everybody just sub everybody. It makes it that much easier.
Yeah. So Dragon says he's leaving in the one fun thing he got. I like to leave in the real. Is that what I think it is, Dragon? Is that where we were getting water? Is that what I think it is? Because that's fine, because I'd like to see what happened there, because that was interesting. I won't say what it is. We'll leave it a surprise because I didn't get it in my video. All right, so everybody's saying hi to PVC. So you do quite a bit of hiking. All right, so Dragon says yes, that is it. Okay, cool. I can't wait to see that. So you do quite a bit of hiking up there in Canada, which is different than what I'm used to down here in a lot of circumstances. So do you do any backpacking or overnighter stuff like that, like the way I do?
Well, that's why we're doing the Appalachian Trail for up here in Canada, because it starts, I guess, northern Quebec and it goes down into the States.
Okay.
So, and that's what we're doing is because of the fishing article that I did for the magazine, the guy invited us up to go salmon fishing, and we took him up on his offer. And so he's going to show us, where he caught his salmon for the article. And then after, I think it's going to be 2 days or so, we're going to be doing that. And then we're going to spend some time on the trail, coming back down into my area.
Oh, very cool.
And I think so far the toughest trail I've done, and I keep repeating this in videos, is the Diamond Head Trail in Hawaii, because it was just a constant go. It's a touristy spot or a touristy trail, and the thing is, like, as soon as you get onto the trail itself, you're going up a mountain at like a 20-degree angle. So you're just constantly moving, and if you want to stop, you can't, because you got to line up with people behind you that are like pushing to go, and there's only enough room for one way coming against you and you going the other way. So it's just a constant movement. And the only time you get to have a break is once you're up there, and once you're up there, there's about like 60 other people up there, going, oh my God, this was hard.
Wow. Yeah, that's I like more remote hikes. That sucks that you can only stop when other people stop. Hey, Touring Taste Buds is here. What's going on? Glad you could make it.
Nice.
Yeah, the
Great to see
busiest trail I've
everything.
ever really been on. Acadia was relatively busy when I was there. I was there at the end of the season, so it wasn't as bad as it can be. But Bear Mountain in New York State, it's two parks. It's Bear Mountain and I can't remember what the other one's called. Bear Mountain and Harriman State Park. They're like right up against each other. And I saw probably 1,000 people on that trail, and we were only on it for a while. That was insanely busy, but you're only 25 to 30 minutes out of New York City. So that's like the first spot that's really like nature when you get out of New York City. So a lot of people go there, and it was slammed. But sometimes you got to stop just to see what's around you. You can't just always go. That's the thing that we discuss a lot when we're out backpacking is people are trying to, a lot of people are interested in the miles. Like I got to go this far to make this many miles so I can get to this spot. I really like taking my time. And if I want to stop and look at an overlook or even just check out like a down tree that looks cool, I want to have that option to be able to do that. So I don't really plan where I'm going to stop or what my final, where I'm going to go. I really just plan on time and, make sure I can route around that and just see what I can see and enjoy it the way I want to enjoy it instead of being forced onto a timetable.
Well, and that's the thing too with Jill. Sorry, we got feedback through the headset here. But that's the same thing with Jill. Is she's like, I don't know if you noticed when we hike, she's just gun ho and she like hikes. Like she hikes to get to the lookout, and that's when she'll stop. Where I'm like, okay, I want to, I see wildlife, and I look at a plant, and hey, this is such and such a plant. I could eat this, and but that's just the way I am. I look for resources around me on our way in because my mindset's constantly on, okay, if something happens, I want to make sure everybody's okay.
Yep. Yeah, you got to look for, I always try to look for outs, just in case. Like I knew on this trip that we could run into rain, but we didn't know what kind of rain. It was supposed to start at like 10 p.m. It didn't we actually didn't get any rain at all. It got very misty and it kind of drizzled a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. But we were scouting ahead a little bit to see what was ahead of the trail, me and Dragon, and we came across a pipeline, a clear-cut pipeline. So right there, I went, okay, if we need to get out, the pipeline, is going to be a pretty easy walk. We could just walk up to this and then just cut across the next trail that heads us back down to the car. There's always you got to look for stuff like that. And like I said, you got to know where your water is. You got to know if there's any other kind of shelter around when possible. You got to make sure you know what your surroundings are. But I guess you could do you could do mileage hikes, and there's really nothing wrong with that. That's what you would like to do. Personally, I'm out there to enjoy it. I'm out there to experience it. So if it takes me a little longer, then it takes me a little longer. Adam Z asked if Panda was with us. She was not. No, it was just me, Dragon, and Forest and Streams. Very fun trip too. A lot of fun.
What? Sorry, the princess is calling the cat.
Oh,
yeah. No, it's because what she does when she wants attention is she'll catch one of the toy mice, right, and she'll bring it to me, going, "Hey, look what I caught! Give me praise, love me, And if I don't, she sits there and cries. I don't know if you could hear,
but so when I only caught one of your live streams, and you were doing the flies. You were making flies right on. Oh, there's a cat. There it goes. We'll switch over.
Yeah, there we go. As most of you know, this is Munchkin, right? And I used her as guess her name for my 100 sub giveaway, which is already done, and the winner was Ed Moon. No, Moon and Sons, sorry. And to check out his channel too. But yeah, this is Munchkin. So she is a Munchkin Ragdoll mix. And her dad was a Ragdoll, her mom was a Munchkin. And she was an oops in the litter. So,
almost looks Siamese.
yeah, well, it's the markings of the Ragdoll. So, yeah. Okay, so you got your stardom. Are you happy? Your 15 minutes of fame? Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. No, so that's why we're doing it. Adam Z says, if I'm going on somewhere far, like I started, if I'm going somewhere far to check out an area, I want to do some miles to see as much as possible. That I get, but you're probably not doing, like, if you're doing a scouting mission. A lot of times, what I like to do is if I'm scouting somewhere, I might go hit the trail, do a little bit of it, and if it crosses another road somewhere, maybe come back, drive up to the next crossing, go up there, hike a little bit more of it, go to the next spot, and just get an idea, basic overview of it. Some places you can't do that, like up in the Catskills, you just got to kind of pull out your maps, look at where it goes, get as much information as you can, maybe look at some satellite imagery, do some topography, and just get your best guess and go from there. Because
I do have a question for you though. Like, I get a lot of comments or a lot of questions saying, why do you travel so far away to do your camping? Like, a lot of times I gotta drive like 2 to 8 hours to wherever just to get to wherever we're camping or hiking. And a lot of it is because we don't have a lot of crown land where I am, or public land. I don't know what you guys call it down there. We call it crown land.
Like forest or state land. Yeah.
Yeah, where you're allowed to just go there and pop a tent, don't have to pay anything. But we do have a lot of wilderness, but it's mostly taken. Like, for example, the boreal forest is taken up by parks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm by Gatineau Parks, and there's something like 200 trails, and there's 15 camping spots, but there's no crown land. The closest crown land is 4 hours north of here, or 6 hours south of here.
Right.
Do you guys have that problem down there too, or?
It depends on where you are. I'm pretty lucky here. I live just outside of Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And, right nearby, within 45 minutes of where I live, we've got the Pinchot State Forest and we've got the Delaware State Forest, which are both fairly large tracts of land. And those are open to, you can camp, you can do whatever you want on those properties. The only restriction that they have on those is if you're going to go into one spot for more than one night, you got to register. It doesn't cost you anything, but they want to know one particular site. If you're backpacking through, there's no need for any kind of permit or anything. And then out where we just were the past 2 weeks is the Loyalsock Forest. That took maybe 2 hours to get out to. So that would be the same as going up to the Catskills. In New York, it's a little bit different the way they do their state land. But the Catskills is just this huge area where it's just trails and mostly at large primitive camping where you can go wherever you want to go within limitations. They don't want you camping above 3,500 feet just because if you ever have a forest fire up there, they're not getting to it to put it out or get to you if something happens. So yeah, we got similar situations here, but also if you're always going to the same place, I could always go to Pinchot or always go to Delaware, and at some point you get tired of it. So you kind of want to go see new things. So that driving isn't always out of necessity. Sometimes it's out of just desire to see something new.
Yeah. Like for example, I think one of the spots that where I wanted to start my YouTube channel. I went with a bunch of guy friends, and we went to this spot, which was 6 hour drive, and apparently they were going there for years. And then I just found out about it when I started going with them. And just last year, they bulldozed everything. So now we're trying to find another location for it.
Right. Yeah. Like with Mike just said it down in Florida, they're having a problem with so many people moving down there, which is sad. Dragon says we're lucky having a big wilderness playground within reasonable drive time. Yeah, we really are, and then we're really not. You got in the center of the state, just beyond where we were the past 2 weeks out in Loyalsock, is the Pennsylvania Wilds, which is like 25% of the landmass of PA, which is a fairly big state, but only 4% of the population of the state lives in this area. So it's a quarter of the state with 4% of the population. It's huge, and you could be out there for days and maybe see 10 people, and driving around. You don't see many people out there at all.
Well, and that was the thing too, because they said out of I think it was like 5 years they used to go there. They never saw anything, and then the last year when they started like bulldozing everything, everybody started like condensing down, and we ended up seeing 3 4-wheelers over one weekend, plus a group of hikers. And they went, well, this isn't good because now everybody's here. Like, because, a bunch of guys, we don't want to, if we want to mess around and, like it was an area where we were allowed to fire off rounds and everything. So, you know what I mean? Like now that people are right there, we can't do it.
Yep. Yeah. So it seems like you guys have the same issue up there that we have down here, where it gets harder and harder to protect these lands because people just want to live there, and there's a lot of places in this area. I mean, you've got the whole valley here, the Lackawanna Valley, that is basically when you're driving along the highway, you're kind of up above the valley, and you look down, and it's just at night, it's just lit completely up. And it's not huge. It's it's not like we live in New York City or anything like that, but it's a bunch of small towns all crammed into this little valley. At some point, it's going to start expanding into these areas that we use and that we go out to. So it gets harder to protect them. It gets harder to not use them. We get a lot of companies coming out here to mine for. Not so much coal anymore, but they're doing a lot of oil drilling and natural gas drilling and setting up wind farms. And so we've got just these huge scars ripped through these forests now, where they're putting pipelines and power lines and stuff like that. And I understand that you got to do, there's such a thing as progress, but use the right of ways you got already. There's no need to rip through more of them, I guess. So it's kind of you got to take the good with the bad, I guess.
Yeah, well, and it just drives me nuts because we had a good time up there. Now, I think with the end of last season, we were like fighting for a spot, so to speak. We ended up going to a crown land area, and there was 17 Jeeps, 5 trucks, a smart car, believe it or not. And that was funny. A smart car with a mini kayak on it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And we pulled up and we're like, okay, screw it. We can't find a parking spot. And he said, don't worry about it. And he just started driving into the woods. Like there was no trail, no nothing. He just went, screw this. And, and we went up as far as he felt comfortable taking his truck. And there was a lake right there, and that's where we camped.
Yeah. That's we get a lot of people do that down here. They go out to some of the like the game lands and stuff like that, and they'll take their Jeeps out there. And it's not really what that land's meant for. And I guess if you're driving back there to hunt, it's one thing. But when you're just going back there to, as they like to call it around here, go wheeling, and you're just ripping through this, kind of destroying the land that you're out there to so-called enjoy. It gets a little, it kind of bothers me a little bit, I guess. I like the whole leave no trace, take nothing but photos, leave nothing but footprints kind of mentality.
Yeah. See, that's the thing too. Like we already traveled 8 hours to get there.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, are we hiking in? What are we doing? And like we got out and looked around before he even decided to drive up. And this is how we saw the smart car with the kayak. And it was unbelievable to see, like there's so many people there. So he's like, screw it, and he just went into the woods. Yeah.
I mean, I know when I was up in the Catskills the last time and I didn't see anybody for 3 days, I was amazed. I didn't see a single person. I'm an hour and a half outside of New York City, and I didn't see a single person for 3 days. It was great. I was surprised, but it was great. This time of year, you'd have a really hard time. And Emma the Gang says, yeah, they leave their beer cans when they're done. That's another thing. This is a completely different topic. You come across way too much garbage out in the woods. I try to.
Like the weirdest thing I found in the woods was a boat in the middle of a field. And there was no way for somebody to tow this boat in. And it was like the boat was there and there was like a mini mast on it. And I'm like, how the hell did this boat get here? Was this a lake at one point? Was this and yeah, that it completely blew my mind that somebody just dropped off a boat in the middle of a wooded field,
Yeah, I've seen that desk out in the woods.
I've seen a leather
couch. Vehicles. Trying to think the weirdest thing. The plane crash. The weirdest thing. Me and Yankee were talking about this last week. Probably, I don't even know. I'll be honest. The plane crash was kind of cool to see. Kind of a little somber because the guy lost his life in it. But one of the coolest things I did come across, though, was one of the original markers for the Mason-Dixon line between the North and the South in the U.S. Found that in Delaware. It's not like it was hidden or anything like that. It was, but I didn't know it was there. I just kind of came across it. It was pretty cool.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Like one thing I like finding is old buildings in the woods. You know what I mean? Like the stone foundation, or you're hiking along and you see stone wall with a fence line or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots over in the Catskills where there's that was at one time a huge resort area, and you go out there and there's still foundations and ruins from a lot of the old hotels, and people used to live out there, and then they moved, or the state bought the land and they just all left, so you still find some houses and stuff like there. All right, and the MidTN has to leave as well. Great show. Thanks for stopping by. Rocket has got to go, so take care. And actually, we're coming up on an hour and a half, so it's probably time to wrap this up too. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by. This chat was rocking from the time I started, before I even started the show. You guys are in here. And I want to thank Jay for stopping by, man. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks for having. Sorry, Joe had to work tonight. She had a little bit of a thing at work she had to do. But thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
It was fun.
And this is, like I said, this is something I want to do more often. It was cool to have you on. So anybody else who's looking to maybe get on a live stream, it's kind of cool. You kind of, it's a little more than just doing your normal videos. You can talk a little bit, get to interact, and get a little free promotion too from another channel. So anybody else who's interested, just reach out and we'll set it up. Yeah, very cool. So thank you to everybody. And I will definitely be on the Frosty Fridays tomorrow with Rocket Outdoors. I'll go check that out, and hope to see a lot of you there. I want to thank Triumph Screen Printing and Jay, you, and Happy Trails as the moderators for keeping a close eye on the chat for me. Past couple of weeks, I've been trying to watch it and look for stuff, but when you're talking to somebody else, it's kind of hard to do.
Speaking of which, he just came in. So, you want to say a quick hello to everybody? So, there we go. She just got off work. Sorry, guys. She has no. She's just tired.
Yeah, no, that's that's walk in and have a camera put in your face. Hey, look, you're live.
Yeah. So, anyway, sorry, babe. Love you. So, but yeah, thank you everybody for coming by. If you haven't done so already, leave a thumbs up. Also, ring that bell so you know when Kirk's next live stream is on. And again, thanks everybody for showing.
Yes, agreed. And go check out WoodPigeon Outdoors if you haven't already. Give him a sub. Check out his videos. And leave a comment after the fact. When you get a chance, you get back on the channel. Leave a comment when the video goes back up, just so we know who all was here. And thanks to MidTNOutdoors for sending the sticker. Yours will be in the mail. And everybody else, thanks for stopping by. And I'll see you in the next.